guys, oh my god, it feels like years I have not said this. Like, welcome to my channel. I have been meaning to do a review. Obviously I've been streaming now, so I've been meaning to do a review for The Last of Us Part 1. And my chat and my subs have been asking me when is my review going to be out. So here we go guys, I'm doing my review. I'm holding the mic because I just wanted to do it in the video, but I've also got my phone so I can follow my points. First things first, obviously make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz. Make sure you comment your thoughts of the game. Part 1, The Last of Us Part 1. If you've played it, if you've played the remastered, if you played the before it was remastered, give me your thoughts and opinions right now. I just need to know everybody else's thoughts. I'm gonna break mine into 4 crucial parts, and obviously you guys can also give your opinion on those 4 crucial parts. But yeah, give me 10 being the best and 1 being the worst. Give me your final rating overall first before we start anything. I just want to know what your initial thoughts are before I go into my points, and then you can give me your overall comment of what you thought, and if you agreed with me, if you didn't agree with me. I just want to know how everybody else found playing the game. We had a lot of comments in the chat on stream saying that they liked it, they love it, best game ever. I got that a lot. I got a lot of people also saying that they'd never seen it and they want to play it now. So I also got a lot of comments saying that they couldn't get through it, they didn't finish it. I don't know what level they must have played at, but yeah, some people said they didn't get through it. So I'm actually also doing another video of gameplay just to help people that said that they actually gave up at certain parts. Luckily I had my chat helping me, and I do have the VOD still up, so if you guys want to watch how I got on, I was definitely terrified. I definitely had moments where I was screaming the place down, okay, but it was so entertaining, so good, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, at least you know that already. So let's get into it. I'm breaking my review up into 4 main parts, which is price, gameplay, animations, and storyline. So yeah, and then I'll finish up with my fave moments and my least fave moments. So let's get it. The price point, I'm gonna give that a 10, and let me tell you why. Okay, I don't know about you guys, and I don't know when you bought it. I know that it was first released on June 14th 2013, I believe. I'm not sure how much it was when it was first released, but I know that you could get it from between £60, £60.99. That's on PlayStation right now. It says online that they'll sell it to you for £16.99. But you can also get it as cheap as like £29.99. Argos is giving that away, so shout out to Argos. But you can get it completely for free. Hold the front door. You can completely play the game for free. Let me put you on, like I put the rest of my chat on, and somebody put me on. If you have PlayStation Premium, there's loads of games you can get for free, and The Last of Us Part 1 is one included, which I think is incredibly generous considering the hours of game that you get, the graphics that you get. There's a lot of gaming houses that need to learn from Naughty Dog's generous example. Okay, one thing I don't think I could say at all through playing some of Naughty Dog's games is that they're greedy or they're overpriced. I definitely cannot say that, so it has to be a 10. Like, they give their money's worth, and even if I had to pay for this game, I wouldn't be disappointed at paying for the game because it was that good. So 10 out of 10. The price point was completely worth it. Obviously it was just an upgrade, so I was on £6.99 for PlayStation Premium, £6.99 to £13.49 to get a £40 game, £50 game. You do the maths, it's super easy. I don't know how much that is in dollars, probably about like $14-15. It's a no-brainer. Definitely great sales marketing, because obviously once you play part 1, you're definitely going to want to buy part 2. But I'll leave that for my next review. But yeah, price point for what I played through the whole thing, including the bonus scenes, which I will do a separate review for the bonus scenes, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but for part 1 specifically, I'm gonna give it a 10. Next is gameplay, so how the game operates, and just playing through. the game, and like does it flow, etc. And I'm gonna actually give it a 9.5. The only reason I've knocked 5 points off is because, as you'll see if you watch some of the VODs back, I relied on my chat a lot, which obviously I think like that could just be me. But I didn't like some bits where I played on moderate, guys. I played on moderate. So you can choose the difficulties: moderate, difficult, etc., easy, you know what I mean? But I played on moderate just to give myself a fair chance, but not to be too easy on myself. I wanted to feel like I was in survivor mode, and my god, did I feel like I was in survivor mode. Had it not been for my chat, I would have struggled quite a lot, like literally quite a lot. I would have had to look up things, and I feel like that kind of interrupts gameplay if I have to like get my phone out and research what is this and how do I get to this bit, because L3, you usually click L3 to get hints, but it only comes up at certain points, and that can really disrupt, I feel like it can disrupt gameplay if you are continuously stopping and waiting for L3 to show up. Whereas, maybe I could have done with a few more hints. Like, I was wandering around a lot, which I think is an excellent part of the game. Like, you have to wander, you have to really feel like you are in survival mode. But sometimes I just felt like I just want to get this over and done with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can we get to the next part, please? Like, I need a hint. And if it wasn't sometimes for the chat, I would not have at all like been able to. Well, now that I know, I think like, yeah, that's just common sense. Like, why would I not go and like pick the ladder up here and just like, do you know what I mean, find certain parts? But at the time, it's just like, oh, this feels like a drag. Like, what is going on? Like, I'm not even. And because when you're first playing and you're fresh into it, you're not completely aware of the storyline either. I'm replaying it to show people the gameplay, and I'm understanding more of bits I missed, obviously, because I was on stream and I'm talking to the chat also at the same time. But there's things that when you're first playing, you just don't catch like you do when you played it a couple of times over. So yeah, it was just, sometimes it was just like I need a hint, or I need a little bit more storyline to give me some more context. But maybe that was just my attention was in the wrong places. I'm playing again, and I can definitely say the game's flowing, but it's flowing because I know now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just a little 5 points. Just a little 5 points off. I could have done with a little bit more hints when I'm getting really, really down and out. But it's really just nothing. I think that's really just preference, like anything else. But I also want to be clear that I didn't not mind. I liked the feeling of like, you need to find this out on your own for a little bit, so I can understand why they don't just give you hints straight away, and I can also appreciate that as well. Okay, next we have animations. I just think that this is a no-brainer, guys. Like, the animations for the remastered 10 out of 10. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it really shocked me. It shocked me to a point that I was like, what are other animation production game studios doing? Like, what are you actually doing? You can. Naughty Dog is proof that they can, they just don't want to. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, they can, they just don't want to. Because they're remastered. What I've seen what they looked like in 2013. They looked a bit like blocky. You know what I mean? Like that, the cartoon looked blocky. You know what I mean? But they're remastered. Apparently that was released in 2022. Tell me if I'm wrong. My gosh, I felt like I was in the game. I kid you not. I'm playing it again right now, and I'm terrified all over again. Like, everything they thought of, the smallest little detail, they have thought of it. Like Ellie and Joel in the water's dripping off them. Like, the smallest things that you'd be like, in other games they'd be like twitching and tweaking and stuff like that, the characters. And this is just so seamless, so realistic, so lifelike. It would have to be VHS like headsets the next time for it to be even more realistic than it already is. Like, I've got one of those curved monitors, and I just felt immersed in the game. That's why in some points you can see in the VODs I'm screaming for my life, because it just felt so real. And everything from like the way that they talk for gameplay, or you know, moving around and like climbing things and like looking up, and just like every little aspect of the animation they covered. Like if you bump into something, they covered it. Like it just showed me honestly that if other animation studios wanted to and game production studios wanted to, they really just would. Like, would do Naughty Dog have a secret that the rest don't have or something? Like I don't know, maybe they got better budget, maybe they got something, that they got secrets that other people don't have. Because excellent, 10 out of 10 animation. Like every single moment, even when we was watching on stream, and the face, the only thing I would say sometimes is the mouth work, but it's a cartoon at the end of the day. Like I mean sometimes you're not gonna get exact. Sometimes it's like, if I was being really picky, I'll be like, sometimes the mouth is a little bit off when they're talking and the tiniest little bit off. But that's nothing, because when you're playing the game and you're immersed into that game, and the clickers and everything is coming after you, bruh, like you don't have time to think about nothing else. They look like they really coming after you. The sounds, I kid you not, guys, if I hear the sound of someone going like I'm sorry, you might have to get backhanded. I'm sorry, because it'll just remind me, it gives me, I'm almost like traumatized thinking about if someone's gonna come after me. This could happen. You know, all I keep asking them on stream is, what would you do if this actually happened in real life? Like, what would you do? Like, that's because it feels so realistic. So I have to give them a 10 out of 10 for that. Animation is on point, the way it's been remastered. You show us what they can do, and I hope that we do see from other game houses, they learn something from this.
Learn something from this.
Okay, like they have got it spot on, completely worth the money. Animation, 10 out of 10. Like, I don't have any criticisms. If you wanted to tweak the tiniest little bits, you probably could find little things, but I think every single point they've kind of covered it. Like the dripping, the water, I don't know, I'm so mesmerized by the water, like dripping off Ellie and Joel when they like get into anywhere, or when they're having conversations, even when somebody's on fire or something. But the only thing I would say is that, why does it take more than one bullet? Is that realistic? More than one bullet being shot at somebody? And they can still stand up and carry on. But I understand why you do it, and I understand that it keeps the game, like, it keeps you having to keep fighting for your life. But if I shoot somebody once, the Fireflies once, they're gonna have to lay down. Like, I'm sorry, the Fireflies once, why do I have to you twice to get you to lie down? Like, and everyone's always like to me, headshots, but if anybody did that in real life, you'd be down once. Like, it wouldn't take me to do it to you 5 times. But it's a game, you know, like, it's fun. It's a bit of fun, okay? It's not that serious. But yeah, it also does take you a little while to keep blowing off some bullets before somebody lies down completely. A lot of headshots, and that's something I didn't know. Who would know if you was playing for the first time? But now I'm used to it. It's what it is. You try your best to get a headshot. So yeah, storyline, I'm gonna give the storyline, okay, so obviously I'm trying not to give as many spoilers, because I'm obviously gonna do a gameplay playthrough. I'm obviously gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it anyway, so there's no problem. And you're watching The Last of Us content, whoever's clicked on this video anyway, so you clearly want it to be spoiled, let's be honest. But no, I've tried my hardest to not spoil it for anybody that is probably watching for the first time. I'm just giving you a light review, not telling you too much. But at this point you may want to skip, because obviously I'm going to speak about the storyline. So if you haven't played it yet and you want to play it, I'm not going to go too much in depth, to be fair, but there might be little bits where I do kind of tell you a little bit of the storyline, so you might want to just skip if you want a surprise. And I genuinely suggest that anybody thinking of playing, surprise yourself. I'm gonna give the storyline a 9. Okay, so I've knocked off 10 points because I like the storyline. Don't get me wrong. We get introduced to Joel and his daughter, and there's Tommy, and then obviously we lose the daughter, so yes, big spoilers. We lose the daughter, and then we fast forward 22 years later, I believe, 20 years later, and we are deep into the game. We've got Tess, we've got all of these characters going along, and unfortunately, the only reason I'm knocking off 10 points is because when you are looking at it with fresh eyes, innocently, and you're first playing the game, and I don't mean anything wrong, I'm just saying, as raw as I can be and honest as I can be, when you're first looking at it, it's your first time playing the game, it's your first time learning about the game. It was my first time seeing anything to do with the game. I just heard it's a good game, to play it. That's it. I hadn't watched any trailers. I hadn't watched anything on YouTube. I hadn't looked it up at all. So when you're following it, okay, the daughter passes away. You understand. But when you fast forward 22 years later, who is Tess? Where did she come from? Let's start there. There's so many questions that I don't feel sometimes the blanks were filled in for people looking at it for first time players, you know what I mean? Obviously you can assume, so it's a lot of assumption, maybe it's a girl that he shacked up with during the apocalypse, or the pandemic. I don't know what to call it, to be honest, but it's a girl that he clearly shacked up with and he's traveling around with. But also, we find out more. Okay, as I was playing it first time around, I had so many questions because obviously I was distracted with chat. Now I'm playing it again, and there's parts that I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense, that makes sense, but the test thing, I've played that bit back. Obviously, I'm on the first halves of the game, and I still don't understand where Tess came from. Just these little unanswered little bits that maybe I'll hold my hands up, guys. I still didn't do too much of a deep dive. But who is she? And you can fill in the blanks for me maybe in the comment section. I don't know who she is, and I don't know why she was part of the story. But they were clearly friends. They clearly got along. Clearly, whatever, they were shacked up together. But yeah, she passed away. My chat was a very big fan of the character Tess, but I don't know. She was okay. She was okay. And then he's looking after Ellie. Obviously, they are going through this Fireflies to get the guns back, and they have to take Ellie to go and meet the Fireflies so that she can get a vaccine for to end this madness and the craze. And while the storyline is good itself, that's all my criticism is. Sometimes I felt pretty lost, and I just really needed that type of assistance. And I'm glad I had the chat at the time, because I had that little assistance of okay, so this is this and that's that. But if I was a first time player, I would have found it a little, if I was a first time player by myself, again, I would have found myself on my phone. So I'm gonna give the gameplay review a 9, because as much as I did like the storyline, sometimes there was points where I did feel like it definitely dragged a little bit. Like I said about the test thing, I understood parts and aspects. We get the reason. We meet Marlene, and then we meet Ellie, and we find out more story about the Fireflies, etc, etc, and we find out more about Ellie's story as we're going on. And she's traveling with Joel. He's obviously seeing her like a daughter, but as we're going on, sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes if I'm being super picky, I felt like the storyline did drag a little bit, but But I'm not complaining. That's not a complaint. It's only a knock of points because there was aspects missing that I couldn't piece together by myself. Could be that I was distracted. That could just be my fault. Could be just being silly. Okay. But genuinely, like the test thing and just aspects that I just couldn't wrap my brain around, like where did they come from, like what was this, like what was that. But it could just be things that I genuinely just missed also, because while I'm replaying I am picking up certain parts that I had missed previously. So yeah, to me the storyline's okay. There were certain aspects I was just like could have done without, but I'm not complaining because like I said, for what they've given us and what they've shown us and what it's worth, I think completely worth it. There's 100% other gaming houses that are giving absolutely less for absolutely more, or if not the same price. So that is not a complaint. The storyline, make it as long as you like. As long as you like. I could go from about 50 hours next time for part 3. But there was just aspects that I was just like, I would have somewhat needed a little bit more assistance to know the backstory if I didn't know. If you don't know, you just some parts were just like, I don't understand this. Like I'd have to literally know the story to then understand it. But yeah, that's it honestly. So I've given 10 for price point, 9.5 for gameplay, animations 10, and storyline 9. That is 38.5. And you've obviously heard my little feedback point. The game is excellent. That is in the excellent category. First off, it is in. Look at your appearance. Everybody look at your appearance. Naughty Dog, stand up. The team of Naughty Dog, stand up. Okay, this is a game. This is an example of this. This is quality. This is quality. You can tell that somebody took time with this, and I love that about a game, when you can look at something and you can say someone's taken time with this. They've really looked at every single aspect. They've looked into the detail, everything. Somebody's looked through every little aspect, and you can tell it was done with care. Yes, players can tell when you guys have given us something. You can tell someone's just thrown together, like probably over a 6-month span, and just thought, yep, like we'll just charge the same amount and they'll be happy with that. So yeah, everybody stand up and look at Naughty Dog right now. This is what we should be getting for those price points. Excellent. I honestly have to say, the little things that I have said is just little like picking points, you know what I mean, like little things that could, the tiniest things that don't immensely affect gameplay. So to wrap things up, I'm gonna say my favorite moment and my least favorite moment. My favorite moment honestly was when they meet Sam and Henry. Sorry, spoiler alert, but when they meet Sam and Henry, I think that was a really it was just such a realistic moment, because when Sam and Henry end up and that leaving Joel and Ellie, and he's like, well, I've got a kid with me and I've got a kid with me too, and it just felt like, yeah, you got a kid with you, but look, take me with you. Like there was just moments of such urgency, and obviously what tragically happens, which I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna spoil that, but like what happens between Sam and Henry and Joel and Ellie is incredibly sad, and it is obviously a reminder from the storyline, like this, it just feels so realistic. Like it could happen to anyone, it could happen to me, it could happen to you, anybody. And look what happens to Sam and Henry. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but that is one of my favorite moments, not because it's a good moment, but because, you know, they get to meet those like wholesome characters, and unfortunately, whether it's short-lived or not, I'm not gonna say, but it was a wholesome moment. There's many moments that you could highlight for the gameplay. It's hours and hours long, so but that was just a very pivotal moment, and just different aspects of getting through gameplay and stuff like that. Because I'm going to tell you now my least favorite moment, and it's because I found this moment so hard. I think I played it like 7 to 20 times before I got it correct. It was hard. It was very hard. And it is, as they go out, it is the school, and then as they're coming out of the school and they're going across the yard, we're so close to the hospital. Oh my gosh, clickers, blowers, every infected might as well have been in that little section with the buses, because it was crazy. It makes me want to play that bit again, because it was like, when I finally got over that part, I was like, okay, we got this. But when you're playing it, oh my, it dragged. Like that part alone, I was playing in moderate, so you can just only imagine how I felt. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the worst. Like this is dragging. Like I was on that for a good 20 minutes. Like it was a lot. So honestly, that's it, to be honest. Like it was only my least favorite moment because I found it so difficult, especially on moderate. But I can't wait to play it again for my gameplay video, to show you guys. Maybe there was parts that I found quite difficult, that obviously it was because it was the first time I was playing it, but I've found them quite easy now. I'm replaying it, so maybe that part might be a little bit simpler. But yeah, that wasn't fun at all. That wasn't fun at all. And obviously now that I'm playing part 2, I've got different views even on part 1, because there's certain aspects that add the pieces together a little bit more. But yeah, that's it basically. I only found that part quite difficult because it was difficult, but I know that it was like we're almost at the end, so they needed something to really give it to us, and did they give it to us. Thank goodness for the chat. We watched it over and over and over and over, and we finally got through it. So we played it over and over and over and over again, and we finally got through it, so thank goodness. But yeah, that's literally it. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I will do a little review on their bonus scene. But yeah, that's it. I really enjoyed playing. I can't wait to finish part 2. Make sure you tune in for the streams while we play part 2, and I'm obviously gonna upload gameplay as well of part 2. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz. And yeah, tell me what you thought. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What would you have done better? If I was gonna do anything better, I would have made it a little bit more, even more Joel focused. But I haven't finished part 2, so I can't say that there's more Joel stuff to come. But from playing the part of part 2 that I have played, I need way more Joel. Like in part 1, way more Joel in part 1. A lot more backstory, a lot. But maybe I'm speaking prematurely, like I haven't finished part 2, so maybe everything will become a little bit more well-rounded once I finish part 2 as well. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys thought. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys on stream. Thank you guys so much, and I'll do a little review video for the bonus parts, which I also released under The Last of Us Part 2, but I'm just not including it in this review because it just adds another part of the game, to be honest. And that's what I'm saying. Naughty Dog, stand up and show your peers that this is how this is done, because you don't just give 20 hours of content. No, you give 20 hours of content potentially, and bonus clips on top of it, bonus stuff, and that's how you value, ladies and gentlemen, your customers. Okay, 10 out of 10, but I'll have to give it 38.5 for now.